So the truth is that I love to be in control. I like to be in control of my life, my work life. Even this right here, I completely feel out of control because I can't change the slides, right? So it's New Year's Eve, about to be 2020, and I'm working on my vision board because if I put it on my vision board, it's going to happen because I put it there, right? So I had all these plans for 2020. It was going to be not only my year, but it was going to be my decade. Okay. I was ready. I had all these goals, studio opening, and also I was going to be going on a lot of travel, blending my family. All these things were going to happen. So I opened my gorgeous studio on Main Street in the spring. Everything was awesome. I was like, yes, I'm going to meet with clients, have this personalized experience. Business, check, right? Booked our trip to Costa Rica, check. And then this unknown virus came and completely threw probably everyone's life out of order. Not only was I trying to figure out how I was going to run my business, I had a child work at school, at home, and then I found myself going through a divorce. All of these things completely not on the vision board. Okay? So why is it happening? And I found myself saying, okay, so what now? Right? Because if it's not a part of my plan, how am I going to react to this? And I'm sure plenty of you have felt the same way, especially last year. Maybe your business had to change. Maybe you found yourself in a new job. Maybe you were going through a divorce. They actually say that these 10 life stressors can cause depression, suicide. Imagine going through 3 of those at the same time, plus COVID, which was not even on the list, right? So I hit this road, I hit this point, and nothing was the way it was supposed to be. All right. And I'm sitting here going, what now? And I had no answers. And I found myself in this space that I'm sure we've all been, where you're wondering, how did I get here? How did I make this turn? How did I get to this point? And what do I do now? And it hit me that the only way to get through this moment was to pivot. And that's so cliche, but this word that means move. That's it. It means move. And I decided to move. I didn't know really what that meant as I was, eating Ben and Jerry's, Uber Eats every single night. But I said, okay, so what do I do now? My business is about meeting people in person. How do I make this new? How do I go through a divorce? How do I make sure that my child actually passes the 9th grade? And I found myself completely feeling unlike myself. And I don't know how many of you have been in situations where you know it's not right, but you're afraid to move because you think that pivot means failure. But it doesn't. It sometimes means just ordering a Peloton because you gained 15 pounds during the pandemic eating ice cream. Or, that's a true story. Or it means that you have to become virtual. Or it means that you get a phone call that says, can you come to Paris if it actually opens up? And then you say, well, I mean, what the hell else do I have to do, right? So you go to France and you realize that it's the time to really reflect and remember who you are. Remember why you do what you do. So the steps to moving and pivoting are realizing why. Why? Sometimes it's as simple as going to a museum. Maybe it's having coffee with a girlfriend. Maybe it's meditating. Maybe it's leaving your spouse. Maybe it's leaving your job. Maybe it's changing your career. But when you make that decision to move and to change, you realize there's power in that. And no longer are these situations that are out of your control going to delay what's meant for you. And so as I returned from Paris, because I actually went and I was drinking a whole bunch of champagne, I was walking down the street of Ellicott City, Main Street, reflecting and deciding what my new normal would be. There's no going back. I realized that maybe, just maybe, the pivot didn't happen to me, but it happened for me. So There's power in it. And I challenge all of you to really be honest with yourself and decide, do you need to move? And if so, just do it.